Defending world champion, fighting tonight out of the blue corner. He comes to the ring wearing silver with black and weighed in officially at 175 pounds. Hailing from St. Petersburg, Russia, by way...
Fundamentals, every shot in his arsenal. The footwork we spoke about, on point, very, very good.
Dmitry Bivol put in a very Dmitry Bivol sort of performance in the just concluded undisputed World Light Heavyweight Championship, as he not only retains his World Boxing Association Light Heavyweight title with a wide unanimous decision win over RBBV in Orenburg, Russia. Bivol improved to 20-4-0 scores of 108, 18, 110, 118, 109, and 119, 109 with bad left hook, also scoring the fight 119, 109 for Bivol, who never let Artur Beterbiev into the fight or gave him much of a chance at sustained success. Artur Beterbiev was trying throughout, but Bivol was simply too sharp, too skilled, and too fundamentally sound for Beterbiev to take any advantage of pretty significant height and reach advantages. Though Bivol is not a big light heavyweight, his technical ability simply sets him apart from almost all opponents, and BF was just unable to do much of anything with him. Bivol largely stuck to his sharp jab, which he uses as an actual weapon, but occasionally would bust out the right hand in some combinations, landing pretty nicely when he wanted to make a point or get back at Artur Beterbiev for landing the odd good shot. Bivol, 33, goes into 2022 still holding his belt, still having some leverage, and still in need of a legitimate challenger, and there really might not be many at 175 pounds, which is not a knock on Bivol, who seems the sort of fighter who will do exactly as much as you make him. And while it can be frustrating to watch, it's also hard to blame him. Dmitry Bivol extended his reign in the light heavyweight division with a wide unanimous decision against former unified champion and fellow countryman RBBV. It was the 13th defense of the World Boxing Association title of the black belt lineage, which is dated back to Bivol's first defense of the regular belt against Trent Broadhurst in November 2017, the fight which had already been the main event of a huge night of boxing promoted by Turki Al-Alek, the Saudi boxing mogul who has been making Riyadh season and tours in different countries of the world got an additional booster, and also additional pressure from fight fans, when the co-main event between Joe Cordina and Shocker Stevenson was called off due to Shocker Stevenson's hand injury, which he sustained during a sparring session where he hit his sparring partner with a right hand and broke his hand in the process. The light heavyweight landscape remains predominantly Russian, with the World Boxing Council and International Boxing Federation titles belonging to the other Russian champion, Beterbiev-Full. World Boxing Organization belt holder Joe Smith Jr. had already been soundly defeated by Bivol in 2019. Asked about his future plans after his previous fight, the champion replied with an old Russian proverb, "Bad is that soldier who doesn't wish to become a general," adding, "I wish the ultimate glory to unify the light heavyweight division B, who has been holding the piece or the full version of the black belt for 5.5 years already has a chance to do that in his homeland, as 2 more domestic appearances are pre-planned for 2022. The second best-rated light heavyweight, according to the Ring magazine, Bivol has seen action just once over the last 1 year, scoring of the Russian boxer who has topped the rankings. For a while, Artur Beterbiev got to a jump start of his pro career while fighting in Ukraine in early 10. ACS, then headed back to his homeland of the Sin Republic, Russia, and then suffered a setback 4.5 years ago, being closely decisioned by Australian Olympian Damon Hooper. RBBV had put those memories long behind him, having scored 7 consecutive wins, after that 5 of them coming by way of knockout. RBBV, 39, was tense early on. He was visibly set to score with hard damage, blows, and he was the one to score first, with one of those landing a right hand to the chin of Bivol. The champion answered with a couple of crisp jabs, then added several fast left hooks to remind the challenger of who was in control. Bivol's jab wasn't on full display in round 1, and it was a close one which could have been scored either way. In the second, Bivol continued to deliver jabs. Dmitry Bivol's height 3 and 2 ins and reach 4 in advantage meant that BBV had to both box inside his fire range and to stay at the very tip of it to avoid Dmitry Bivol's crude but powerful punches. He did well according to the plan for the first 2 rounds, but in round 3, Artur Beterbiev opened up and had some moments too. Meanwhile, Bivol was at his usual best, easily tipping his opponent with a stiff jab and outmaneuvering him to avoid the return fire. Bivol 33 was able to do that, despite keeping his hands high and picking up Beterbiev's punches with his tight defense. In the fourth, a huge right hand from Artur Beterbiev penetrated Bivol's guard and got the champion's attention. Bivol retaliated with several huge combinations, tagging the head of Artur Beterbiev. The older Russian was forced to grab Bivol during one of the applause moments. Round 5 and 6 were relatively quiet, Bivol slowly maximizing his advantages to the point. Artur Beterbiev looked a bit lost in the ring. That was Bivol's trademark mastery coupled with poise and concentration. As always, the champion didn't rush and didn't risk much against a bigger and presumably harder puncher. Yet no one was disappointed with a skill set and pure boxing skills showcased by the champion. Artur Beterbiev was urged early on to step away from using ONU combinations and to throw 3-4-5 punches. He tried just that, but his efforts were sporadic and inconsistent thanks to the champion. Nevertheless, the Russian boxer tried to gear up after the midpoint to a mild success. He landed several blows, but they were mostly neglected by Bivol or deflected by him. Finally, in the 9th, Beterbiev managed to tag Bivol cleanly with one of his big shots and almost pinned the champion to the ropes. Angered by the outburst, Bivol unleashed a series of punches, showing that inner beast under the beautiful veneer. Humor felt the assault, but Bivol calmed down not to risk anything. The same situation has also been seen in round 11. Beterbiev, sensing he had no chances to win on points, tried to make one last surge at the beginning of the 12th. He boxed solidly and did connect with a number of solid blows, making some wonder where all the energy that had been before. One could argue it was his best single round of the fight, but it was too little and certainly too late to produce any chance for the upset. "He surprised me during the last round," said Bivol afterwards. "I thought he was mostly finished, but he produced a huge effort and gave me some risky moments during the closing round. He is a great man and a great fighter who put up a valiant effort." Final scores were 119-109 by Jais Corteron, 118-110 by Andrei Balasso, and 118-109 by Yor Milka, all for the defending champion. Artur Beterbiev drops down to 21 with a spirited effort, and another lesson learned. Referee of the fight was Gustavo Padilla of Panama. The event was marked by the presence of icons of the local boxing fraternity: former unified cruiserweight champion Denis Lebedev, former heavyweight titleist, and Russia's first super heavyweight Olympic gold medalist Alexander Petkin, ex-Ibia flight welterweight belt holder Eduard Troyanovsky, and crowd pleaser and fan favorite Ruslan Provodnikov were ringside for the fight. Former International Boxing Federation super flyweight belt holder Dmitry Kilov assisted Bivol's head coach Gennady Mashinov, and former WBC cruiserweight king Gregory Dro was commentating on the fight. On national TV, Dmitry Bivol's appearance was also one of his fights under the Matchroom Boxing Promotions banner, after formally signing a 3-fight agreement accommodated between the world of boxing, a longtime promoter and supporter of Bivol's career led by Andrei Riai, and the RCC Boxing Promotions, a Ural stalwart of Russian prize fighting, led by business tycoon Igor Oleshkin and acclaimed local promoter German Tidu. The pair are undefeated